my dazzling dandelions. I'm Bobmcplay.
And I'm Dadooine.
And together, we're the Orange Team. Woohoo! Today, we're going to be going over Liu Kang, and I'm going to be teaching my dad the 3 best tips to help his win rate against Liu Kang and make him better.
Awesome. Can't
Why are
wait.
we going over Liu Kang?
Because I have trouble with zoners, and Liu Kang is probably the most annoying of all of them, and he gives me a hard time. Alright, Bob, if that's even your real name.
It's not.
I know, I named you.
Okay.
What are you going to teach me today about Liu Kang?
Alright, let's start off with his overheads and lows. He has his jump in. He has this little cheeky string, which if you hold block, I can show you. It's an overhead.
It looks like a mid. Confusing.
It's an overhead.
Tricky.
Uh-huh.
How about, is that it?
His fatal blow's an overhead, and it looks like Baba-dam.
Alright.
And for lows, he has his 2 low pokes, down 3, down 4, and then back 4, which is his sweep. And then if you stand block for me so this doesn't whiff, he has his forward 1, 4, which is a low mix-up. And it can start combos too. So against Liu Kang, I would recommend always low block because the overheads that he does have are either easy to see coming or don't come that often.
So let's see that overhead string one more time.
Pop, pop.
Okay, so it's kind of that high kick and that thing. Okay.
Yeah. The last thing to be wary of going into the Liu Kang matchup, if you haven't known this before, is he has throw combos with many cameos in the game.
Alright, let's get to tip number 1.
Tip number 1. Alright, for tip number 1, we're going to be going over this string. And it can lead to combos like something like that.
Alright, so what is that string? Let's see it again.
Bomb.
So it's a mid punch
and it's
and
like
then a high
this
kick.
mid back punch into a high kick.
Okay, alright.
And the kick is a high, which means you can duck under it.
Right.
So
well,
what I want
always
you
be
to do,
ducking while I'm blocking Liu Kang, right?
yeah. So after I press 3, which is the back 2 of 3 of it, I want you to duck.
So let go of block.
Yeah, let go of block after the 2, so you're ducking.
Stay down,
under
let
the
go
3.
of block.
There you go.
So it just goes over my head. It doesn't hit me.
So now you can do something like a poke if you want to do that right now, and if you do it early enough, it can cancel the animation. There you go.
Alright.
So you see how like it kind of canceled the animation, and you got your poke down, so you get your plus frames and it jails.
So and then I can
blah, blah,
grab
blah.
up that.
You can grab, you can do a high, whatever you want.
Alright.
The other thing that you can do is you can actually get a full combo punish. So the timing's a little precise. You have to wait for him to do the grunt, and then that's when you want to stand up from ducking and get your punish. So let's try it right now.
Alright.
There you go. And he could have continued that further, but I'm sure you've seen his combos millions of times before.
Alright, so now I know a little bit about micro ducking. How about tip number 2, Bob?
Tip number 2.
What do you got for me?
Tip number 2 is kind of a big one. We're gonna be discussing Liu Kang's main stagger string. So if you just block for me, and I'll do the rest. So his first option is forward 4, which is -3 on block, and it's like these 2 quick kicks, and that's 1 button, by the way. Like, it's not 2 buttons. And then he can add 3 onto it, which adds another kick to it, which also happens pretty quick. That's -4. And then you can add this fireball at the end.
Basher! Thrasher! Crasher! And... Smasher! Smasher? No, where'd you get that? Fireball! Cut!
If you know that your opponent is gonna go for the last hit of it, instead of armoring, there's a better option you can do, and that's flawless blocking it.
Ooh.
So the
That's a new one.
yeah, it's probably the easiest flawless block timing in the game.
Okay.
So
Good
that's
place
a
to
good
start.
starter one. So right after it, after the forward 3, he takes like a little break and then goes for it. And then right after you see the break start up again, so right after the 3, you want to let go of block, and once you see the break stop, you want to go and press block again. Does that make sense?
Sure, let's try that.
Alright, let's try it one more time. These takes practice. Yep, there you go. There's a flawless block. And since it's a flawless block, as you can see in the bottom, it's -14. You can get it punished. So let's try punishing it after the flawless block.
Alright.
There you go. You get the punish, and the punish popped up on screen. So it's not something that's going to come instantly, and it's a little bit more of an advanced tech that you're going to need to learn and practice and get down.
But if this old man can do it, you can do it too.
Yeah, if this 40-plus-year-old man is going to be able to do it, you can probably do it. So yeah, just practice it and get better. It's not going to come instantly.
All right, is this the time now to talk about zoning?
Yeah, and that's actually going to be tip number 3. Tip number 3.
All right.
Bum, 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 ba-na-na-na-na.
I notice that this jingle gets longer every time.
Alright, so the best way to practice zoning is if you have a partner, you can just set the reset distance to full screen and just have one person as the zoning character to throw out the fireballs. But if you don't have a partner, you can always go in and set playback recording and have the 2 things as the AI doing like the back fireball and the low fireball and whatever.
Okay.
Alright, so let's start with his main 2 options that he's going to use. He has his low fireball, and he has his fast fireball, which is a high. So both of these are pretty easy to get around, and we're going to start with the high fireball because that's the more basic one. So the high fireball, you kind of just want to dash in, and then once you see it, duck under. And there you go. You get in and you avoid it, and you don't even have to block to take chip damage. And this applies to pretty much most of the characters in the game who are just spamming projectiles, like Lee Mays, Sindels, Reikos, those characters that have the high fireball and are just gonna like spam them at you.
All right.
Okay, so once you're dashing in and getting in, but once you get to like this range, your jump in will hit and you can get a jumping combo, like something like this works for Liu Kang. And you can jump over the fireball, whether it's high or low. So once you dash in, you get to this range, they throw a fireball, you jump over and punish. So try dashing in once you get to that range, jumping
So dashing
over
in,
and
ducking the
punish.
fireballs. Once I'm close enough, I try to jump over the fireball and do an air
Yeah.
attack.
Okay,
All right, let's
ready?
Nice.
Yeah, there you go. You get the punish on screen and you get the punish in game. So there you go.
All right.
Okay, so the other thing that Liu Kang can throw in, and the main thing he will throw in, is his low fireball.
That makes
so,
up.
Yeah, so when you see it, you don't want to duck under it. It's a low, so you're going to have to low block, but you don't want to take the chip damage. So what you should do is jump forward, so that way you can close the distance and not take any damage.
Okay.
So let's try that. Okay, so under the high fireball, you want to dash in. When you see it, duck. And if you're in the right distance, you can jump over and get a full combo punish. And for the low fireball, you can just jump over, and then you're pretty much in close enough range.
All right, let's try it.
Alright, so I'm going to mix up between the 2, and I just want you to do the things that I taught you. And there you go. You get the punish. There are another 2 options that you should be aware of. He has his EX Fireball, which eats other projectiles, and it's a mid. So be careful not to duck under that, because it's going to hit you, and it does 120 damage.
Can you jump over that?
You can jump over that. So you want to try jumping over it. So the other 2 options are his EX Flying Dragon Kick and his regular Flying Dragon Kick. And his regular Flying Dragon Kick, although it's a high, you want to block it, because unless it's going to chip you out, it's going to bring him in towards you, and it's going to let you get a punish. So just try blocking it. There you go, you get your combo.
All right, so the orange dragon is very unsafe on block, and you always want to punish it.
But the problem is he has this blue one. So what I want you to do is not block. Just don't do anything. So right there, if the blue dragon hits you, he can cancel it into a regular dragon and does extra damage. But if you block it, and I'm still pressing back forward 3 after, as you can see in the button log, it doesn't come out. So it's an option select. So under that, you're going to want to block, or duck under it. So try ducking under it. There you go.
So duck the blue. If he throws out a raw orange, you want to block it.
Yeah. And if you let the blue hit you, it's going to be bad. Because it's not select.
Yeah, 150.
The last one thing, and this is actually the last projectile thing to worry about, is his air fireballs.
He's full of fireballs.
Yeah, his air fireballs, which he does in the air, and it's like these 6 hits. no matter how low he is to the ground, you can always duck under it because it's always a high. So don't like even if it looks like it's gonna hit you.
So
like
you don't want to
those fireballs
advance.
are hitting him.
So you don't want to advance on that. You're not trying to dash into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you don't want to jump either. Because if you jump,
You're taking all of them.
you're taking all of them. Alright. Any questions?
Oh, I think I'm just gonna use this.
That works too.
Low fireball, regular or EX, you just jump in over it. The high fireball, you want to dash towards it and duck under it. The mid fireball, just block. Blue dragon, you want to duck under. Orange dragon, you want to block and then punish. And the air fireballs, you want to duck under.
That's a lot, isn't it? But you'll get the hang of it.
Yeah,
Practice it, have Liu Kangs do recordings, and eventually you'll get the hang of it.
Alright, that wraps up our 3 tips for fighting Liu Kang. So,
Oh, yes it does.
so to summarize, tip number 1, when you see that mid-punch, high-kick combo coming, drop your block on the high kick and then punish quickly.
Yeah, when you hear the grunt of Liu Kang.
Tip number 2, when you see those 3 kicks come in and you expect the fireball, get ready to flawless block and punish.
There she blows.
And tip number 3, just watch out for all the fireballs. Jump over the low ones, duck the high ones, get yourself in, and attack.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, Dadooine, I heard you had some shout-outs that you wanted to say.
Yes, I want to, before we wrap up here, I want to give a quick shout out to MK Ultra Rye, link in the description below for his YouTube channel. He has lots of really great videos. His latest series is Back to Basics, and he's teaching a lot of fundamentals. He will also provide links in his channel for his Discord server, which is an awesome community. They just wrapped up their 2nd seasonal tournament. Congratulations to B Wood, who was the winner, my brother Shao.
All right, if you like the video, press a like. If you want to subscribe, press a subscribe. And if you want to leave a comment, leave a comment. And we have, and always will be,
The Orange Team!